Saka ball in this time, delivered well, drops from Martinelli, cleared away by Chiarte out to the far side for an Arsenal throw. Forest under pressure in the opening 15 of this game. Back to Tomiyasu. Saliba looking out to Tomiyasu again. Back to Saliba inside the centre circle. Looks for an option to make a pass forward. Doesn't fancy going back to his goalkeeper. It's only 76% of possession so far. It's on the left hand side. Towards the centre, going back towards halfway. A good challenge comes in from Iwani. Just to put the pressure on Arsenal. The ball back again. Tap towards the left hand side. Jesus will watch it drop over his shoulder, does well to pick the ball up, chasing down the byline. Tomiyasu runs out of room and it rolls away for a goal kick. Intent from Jesus to try the back flick. Tomiyasu running out of room for the byline. Scoop the ball high into the air and get it as possible. When he tries to set Lingard free, Saliba in the correct position, just to let the ball away for Arsenal. Tries to look to counter. Goal kick. Trying to get past the back line of Arsenal. I've been playing quite high in the opening 14 minutes of this game. Martinelli's goal. Tomiyasu. So there's the ball across to Saka with a good takedown of the ball. Right midway inside the attacking half, further into the right hand side again as it comes out to Saka, waiting for the overlapping run of Ødegaard. Saka goes alone to the edge of the area, falls down, he drops for Jesus, gets the strike on goal, it's blocked. Saka now asking for the free kick, but the referee allowed the advantage and Jesus did get the strike away. Saka darting in towards the edge of the area, loading, dropped him down to the ground. Saka still managed to put the ball into the box. Jesus' strike took a deflection. Goal kick only finds Martinelli, who does well to intercept, it's not back into the air. Forest to try and get the ball down. Finally by Freuler towards the midway point of their own half. Halfway line with Iwani. Freuler again. Out to the right hand side, Iwani twisting and turning, trying to get past Ødegaard and Gabriel, who do well to put pressure on. Jesus down towards Gabriel. On the left hand side, happy to play on Arsenal. They win a throw in again. This time knocked away by Ryan Yates. Forest continue to defend 15 minutes in. Saka down on the ground, still holding the foot at the moment. Picked up a knock early on in the game and now receiving some treatment. To see. He's also treated by a physio. Again, jumping through. Just got on top of Saka. Earlier as well. Big miss though for Arsenal if Saka can't continue. He's back onto his feet. Looking over to the near top side. Before to be played back onto play again. Assist maker of the first goal. Martinelli hit it home emphatically. Place Taylor as well. Accuracy from the cross. Right on the ball. Goes back underway once again. Ball thrown down the line by Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu towards Jesus, trying to shimmy the ball away from Aurier. Wings are throwing on the far side again. So the Gunners, Mikel Arteta on the touchline, smiling away at the moment. Seems quite happy in his conversations with his assistants. To look at the bench just to see how everyone is. Tomiyasu tries to square it in towards. Martinelli taken away down the right hand side by Flora, trying to set Owen in free. Bounces away the referee. Just don't think back here. Kick. First. Second on the field. Stops. Loses out of possession to Saka. White controls across the back line. Salah at the party. Options forward. Salah there again. To Gabriel. Left hand side. Jesus drops deep towards halfway. Party again. Controlling across the defensive line still. An interesting record should they concede but still win this afternoon. Owen down the left hand channel, getting towards the centre, back out to this left hand side with Kouyaté blocked away by Jesus for a throw in on this near side to Forest. Themselves into a position to attack, Brennan loading on this near side. To throw the ball to Salah on the field. Towards the edge, Owen tries to win the header, back out towards Spoiler, taken away by Martinelli, skips past a few challenges and Saka can clear away on the left hand side. Tomiyasu charging forward, Arsenal on a bit of a break down the left hand touchline. Tomiyasu backwards towards Martin. Towards Martinelli cuts back and gets the shot on goal. Blocks on the line, drops back to Saka over the bar. And wait for a goal kick, a great opportunity for Arsenal. Better block on the line. Modi can make his way back. Out to the left hand side. Xhaka cuts it into Martinelli. And if Modi wasn't on the line, Henderson was scrambling to get over to the ball. Gilbert was on his far post. Teasing that second goal for the moment. Anyway, Henderson was as far as Gabriel. To the ground. And he dropped down to the ground. Free kick to Forest. Inside. Far side of the field. Three, Simon Hoover stands on the spot where he'd like the free kick to be taken from. To the edge of the area. Away to the far side, McKenna waiting to the header, offside flag. Doesn't go off, in fact the referee's called for a foul. An Arsenal player, so it'll be an Arsenal free kick. Just on the edge of the penalty area, pushing and shoving going on. I think Lingard was involved in the action. So that's a free kick short at Gabriel. Back to Gabriel again. 20 minutes gone. Arsenal 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Flashscore.co.uk and the mobile app as well. Just that to the centre, Gabriel. to Party again. The ball over towards Xhaka. Far side of the field, not drives the towards Lily. It's cleared away high by Cookwood towards halfway. Forest possession as they play the ball down towards Lingard, chasing on. Sullivan is it back towards Ramsdale, who clears away quickly. Went as far as this near side for a throw in. Ran out of options, Arsenal at the back as O&E was chasing it on the ball as well. Sensible from Ramsdale to clear it away for a throw. Forest in no rush to take it at the moment. Brendan loading. Xhaka through the centre, slips past a couple of challenges out to Saka on this near side, up towards halfway. Back out to the left with Tomiyasu as the ball squared across the halfway line. Tomiyasu down to Martinelli, charging up further and further towards the byline. Cuts back to Partey, takes a heavy touch, loses out on the ball. Xhaka now tries to put the pressure on against Yates. All the way to Aurier on the far side, who evades the challenge from Martinelli and Xhaka. They're going for a Forest throw-in in front of their own supporters in that far corner. So we'll proceed. Throw-in headed back towards goal by Tomiyasu. Saka finding Jesus. To Tomiyasu and Partey. White. Just cuts back to halfway. Arsenal happy with their possession at the moment and with that one goal cushion. Teasing to make it 2. Saka to the edge of the area, drops back for Odegaard. White again back to halfway. Sullivan. Gabriel. Tomiyasu to the left hand side again. Martinelli cuts the ball into the middle but loses out as it's charged away nicely by Yates out to the far side. Gibbs White. Towards Freuler, further back to McKenna. Forest now with the first real bit of possession they've had in this game across the back line. And short to Yates on the far side. Cuts back to McKenna. Goes for the long ball down towards the run of Lingard. Too much on it and into the hands of Ramsdale. Nice and comfortable for the Arsenal goalkeeper. Thrown up towards Saka. Right, just standing on the ball at the moment. Honestly, the time to think about where they want to pass it as they are walking around. Saka in the centre circle, back out again to the left hand side. Jesus loses out on the ball. Xhaka gets pushed down to the ground by Yates, shoves him away. They can take the free kick quickly as Partey distributes out to this right hand channel. Saka back to White, to Saka again. Cuts the ball back to halfway. Saliba squaring across to Gabriel through the centre, trying to find Odegaard, does well to do so. Xhaka's chasing on. Aurier collects the ball well. It will be a goal kick in the end as Aurier did well to shield the ball away from Xhaka. Charging through. Saka down on the ground again though. Again in discomfort with his left foot, and we'll see treatment again. Might have to come off here. 26 minutes in. The Arsenal number 7. Assist maker of the opening goal of the game, and the only goal 5 minutes in. Martinelli heading on target. Arteta sends a few players out on the touchline. Warmed up quickly. A substitution here for Arsenal. Still down on the ground. More treatment being given. Wants to carry on. He doesn't fancy going off here. Bukayo Saka. Looks in more discomfort than he did 10 minutes ago. This might be the end of his performance this afternoon early on. Will be rested, of course. for a while, looking to keep himself fit for the World Cup. If he can, does walk off. Shake with Lingard. Teammates making sure he is okay. Thomas Partey just checking. There will be an early substitution here for Arsenal then on the 27th minute. Bukayo Saka having to come off early. Looks disappointed, but he tried to carry on. Will go straight down the tunnel for some treatment. Reece Nelson is coming on in his replacements early on in the match. Mikel Arteta might have to reconsider some of his tactics now on the field. Player safety is to come first. Arsenal with a list of injuries. Zinchenko still out with groin issues. Elneny with a thigh injury. And Smith Rowe also struggling with his groin. White in towards the centre. Played out towards Nelson. Verdegaard to the left-hand side. Martinelli gets the ball into the area. Might float nicely for Nelson. Headed away by Lodi, out for a corner on this near side. It's not hindered Arsenal's performance so far in this first half. They have another corner. Verdegaard considering the short to Nelson. He won't walk away from the ball and does so. Gabriel again, right in front of Dean Henderson. Swinging corner towards the near post, almost flicked on by Martinelli. Back out to Verdegaard again. Second bite at the cherry into the 6-yard area. Knocked back out for an Arsenal free kick though, as Gibbs White won't receive a card here for knocking down Xhaka. Arsenal with a great opportunity now from the free kick. Over the top to Gibbs White. Decent position as well from the Gunners. 28 yards away from goal. Just over 15 minutes to go until half time. Arsenal still up by 1 goal. Verdegaard standing over the top of the free kick, urging his players to come forward. Stay on side as well. Nelson makes his way over to the far side. Simon Hooper telling Verdegaard he needs to take the free kick soon, waving him to do it. The referee now having a chat with some of the Arsenal players in front of the Forest wall. Dissipate to the training ground routine. Verdegaard still standing over the top of the free kick, left-footed, hits the wall, bounces back into the area though, might drop for Jesus, loses out on the ball to Lodi, out on the far side, turns away to try and clear off Jesus and away for a goal kick in the end. Well defended by Forest as the ball bounced and ricocheted around the penalty area. Lodi came over to the far side to get involved and clear the ball away. Forest breathed a sigh of relief with the goal kick, which Henderson duly takes. Henderson clears away over the halfway line on the far side, headed forward up towards Owen, but away from Arsenal throw-in. Aurier rose up for the head, just couldn't direct it anywhere. Home side once again back in possession. Tomiyasu. Throwing down the line, just about to safe throw in towards Jesus, who cuts the ball away, but only for a Forest throw on the halfway mark. Still out on the far side of the field. So Jesus drops back into a more advanced position. Aurier goes down the line. Searching for Gibbs White, who plays the ball around Tomiyasu. Already down towards Gibbs White again. The offside flag goes up though against Forest's number 9. Who scored against Liverpool, of course. Arsenal take the short free kick quickly. Partey out towards the near flank. And Nelson towards Partey again, loses out on the ball, and Lingard can chase free. He's got men in support as well. Lingard opts for the shot himself, and it's blocked away. In fact, it wasn't blocked away. Sliced at the ball, Jesse Lingard. It's away for an Arsenal goal kick. Partey gave the ball away as Piarte was waiting on the left-hand side. Lingard went alone, sliced the ball well wide of goal. Best opportunity Forest have had. Will be the half one perhaps now. Martinelli runs through the centre, falls down to the ground. Feels hurt in the process. Forest keep the ball across the back line. Martinelli back onto his feet, just limping around. Last thing Arsenal wants is both of their wingers out with injury. Plays through the centre to Yates, back across to McKenna, to Cook, further back to Henderson. So distributes to McKenna out to this near side of Lodi, still midway inside their own half. Forest just struggling to get the ball over halfway, an attacking opportunity. When you have the ball in the final third, if at all really, during the game. Steve Cook out on the far side, plays the ball down the line. Given away though to Tomiyasu. Odegaard jumps up, try and win the header. Partey gets the ball and receives well from White. Through the centre of the field, Partey looking out left, instead goes back into the path of Saliba. Gabriel towards Partey again. Tomiyasu. Jesus back to Gabriel. Jesus again, just dropping into midfield to keep possession of the ball, waiting to run into the advanced areas at the vital moments. Partey down the line again, Arsenal just keeping the ball in the centre third, controlling possession as they have done for the majority of the game. All that towards Martinelli, trying the through ball to Jesus, cut away by Aurier, out for a throw-in, right up against the corner flag on the left wing. Jesus again just waiting for that perfect through ball to him. Tomiyasu on the throw. Looking left, looking right, goes down towards Jesus, chests back towards Tomiyasu, only as far as the Forest throw on the far side. And you feel the longer Forest can keep it at just the one goal, they might have the odd opportunity to pull one back in this game and really upset the home fans inside the Emirates Stadium. They seem content at the moment, but will definitely want an extra goal or two going their side's way. Partey looking for the lofted ball towards Jesus, flicks it on out to Martinelli, who'll keep it in play across the byline up against Aurier. Martinelli drags across the byline and tries to keep it in play, and it will come off Aurier for a corner. Just the slightest of pokes from the Forest right back gives Arsenal an opportunity again on the far side. Martinelli dragging the ball up across the goal line, kept it in play as well. On the far side, Odegaard out swinging this time towards the midpoint of the penalty area, drops away as far as White, out towards Partey, recycles the ball into the box, headed away high into the air, only out to Odegaard this time on the left hand side of the penalty area, drops in towards Nelson, bouncing around, it'll be cleared away by Aurier, towards Gibbs White, who loses out on the ball. Tomiyasu can collect again. Partey towards Xhaka, over the halfway line. Towards Nelson, back into Xhaka again. Looking for options. White out to Nelson. Back to White again through the centre to Xhaka, plays the through ball towards Odegaard inside the box, looking for the left-footed strike if he can find space. Drops back for Jesus, who fires over the bar, leaning back on the ball. Upset with his shot as well, Gabby Jesus. Couldn't find the target again. He's had a couple of opportunities so far. Odegaard waiting for the opportunity to shoot on his left, instead drop back for Jesus. Scoop the ball high over. Away for a Forest goal kick. Henderson goes long. through the centre of the field this time. Back into Arsenal possession as Partey collects and plays all the way back to Gabriel. He's up through the centre to Partey again and does so. Partey to the left hand channel. Put it back by Aurier to his goalkeeper Henderson, who picks up the ball and distributes out to this near side. Lovely long throw towards Lodi. Knocks off the ball by Nelson, but not fairly, so it's a free kick to Forest just up towards the halfway line. Nelson just getting around the chest of Renan Lodi. Inside the centre circle again with Partey. Saliba to Partey again. Searching out to the right hand side the way he's facing to White. Partey again. Looking to distribute the ball well. Saliba in the centre circle. Going through to Partey as Arsenal go for the one-touch football. Losing out though to Gibbs White. It's a 3-on-3 attack as Forest look forward. Blocked away. It's far back to Yates again. Lodi out on this left-hand side. Freuler across the back with McKenna. Forest looking to break forward, just couldn't in the end. Lingard though out to Lodi, waiting for options through the middle. Waiting for the pass was Yates. Goes back towards Cook now, who drives forward. Cook out on the right-hand side, waiting for the cross. Trying to play the ball down the line. Out of position, Cook, who's still going inside the Arsenal penalty area. Gibbs White on the right-hand side, drops back nicely. Aurier through the centre. Yates now knocked off the ball. Good interception. As Forest try and keep the ball in their play and win a corner on the far side as well. Their first corner of the game, Nottingham Forest. The 39th minute as Yates tussled with Jesus. Jesus thought he'd kept the ball in play, and Yates came back again and it fell off the toe of Jesus. So back for a corner on the far side. Gibbs White goes over to take. We've already had 5 corners in the first half alone. Opportunity for Forest. Maybe a grab and go goal here. Gibbs White out swinging in towards the box. Yates almost gets a head on, bouncing around inside the 6-yard area, cleared away only as far as Aurier on the right hand side. Back out to Gibbs White again. Cutting away, but Jesus does well to win the ball back and set Arsenal free, perhaps on the counter. Xhaka up to Martinelli. Trying to turn a bit of pace up against Freuler. Martinelli takes it up to the left edge of the penalty area, drops back out towards White, lets this one go for Odegaard. Odegaard sizing of the shot, but plays it out towards Nelson on the right hand side. Cuts back towards Partey. Towards White again to Partey. Arsenal in possession and happy to play the ball around the final third. White and towards Partey again. 5 minutes to go until half time. Arsenal 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Gabriel back to Partey. Through the centre once again. Partey out towards Ben White. Again, Partey and White just passing the ball between them. Being allowed to do so. Partey again this time searches for Jesus on the left hand side. Play back towards Xhaka to Jesus again. Through ball on his right foot out towards Nelson inside the penalty area, back outside the box again as it's played to White to Nelson. One touch football from Arsenal. Odegaard waits for the overlapping run, instead goes on his left foot, cuts towards the far post. Headed clear. Tommy Asu will chase up against Gibbs White, trying to win the ball away and does well to do so. Gibbs White in the end comes the better of the team. Waiting for the run of Irene up against Saliba, losing out on the ball, didn't have the pace or strength. And Saliba around Tommy Asu plays the ball to Nelson. Nelson now with a return of pace out on his right hand side. Arsenal really haven't got out of first gear yet, they haven't needed to. And Odegaard safely over to Martinelli. Xhaka dropping into the centre, it's back to Partey instead. Plays the ball down the line towards Xhaka, too much on it. Rolls away for a goal kick. For a moment it looked as though Partey was sizing up a shot on the edge of the area. He had space to do so as well. Wanted to struggle to curl it around Remo Freuler. And a pause from Xhaka though, as the one-touch football didn't work this time. Xhaka would love a goal to mark 200 games in an Arsenal shirt in the league. Henderson clears away to the far side. Gibbs White loses out to the head, and Saliba can only head it high into the air again. Gibbs White heads down towards Owen. Back to Xhaka, loses out to Gibbs White on the far side, keeps the ball in play over just as Aurier now charges through down the right hand channel, played in towards the box, and Owen was waiting. Vital challenge from Saliba, drops back for Lingard though, who gets the strike on goal. It was gifted to him, blocked away, and Arsenal get the ball clear. Only just though, as it's still bouncing around. Drops towards Partey, picked up in possession by Chiarte, dropped down to the floor, and Forest have a free kick in a dangerous area. On the left hand side, about 28 yards away from goal. It could be direct, it most probably will be an indirect opportunity. Arsenal just struggled to get the ball clear, they had it back in their possession. And it was gifted towards Lingard by Gabriel. Passed it straight into Lingard's feet. Sized up the first time shot and a diving block in from White. And then it fell for Chiarte. And the challenge came in from Nelson. Free kick to Forest. Gives White over the top of this one. Swing it into the far post. Lodi as well. Gibbs White does play it towards the far post. Headed across goal. Iwini was waiting, and Henderson, Ramsdale, gets down to his right hand side to collect the ball. The offside flag would have gone up anyway, and it did on the far side. As Arsenal chased the ball down the left, Martinelli. Xhaka tumbling down on the ground, and the referee will show a yellow card here to Gibbs White. I can't quite believe he's picked up a yellow card. A minute of normal time left to go. Gibbs White just sliding in on Xhaka. He went down. Gibbs White trying to win the ball away, took out the man, got the ball. It's a yellow card offence at least. As Simon Hooper just rests his case. Gibbs White didn't feel as though the card was needed, let alone a foul. He tries to argue his side of the story. Xhaka's still down here, holding his right calf at the moment. His right ankle as well. Between both, he's picked up a bit of cramp in the process. Another substitution here for Arsenal as we enter added time at the end of the first half. There'll be a couple of minutes, no doubt, added on. The official time, 2 minutes indeed. Arsenal will see the break in. He picked up an injury for Bukayo Saka 28 minutes in. Want another one here as Xhaka still receiving treatment. Arsenal with the free kick on the left hand side of the penalty area. In a decent position for them as well. Xhaka back on his feet, waiting on the far touchline. Odegaard over this free kick. Lays it down towards Jesus, chests away towards the far side. Just couldn't keep the ball in play. Shouts for handball against Jesus, especially from the Forest fans in that far corner. It's Forest with the throw in though. They won't rush to take this one just yet. Running down the line, towards the head of Yates, tries to head on, and as far as an Arsenal throw on the far side. Going back into play by Tomiyasu. Left hand touchline. Waiting for options. Martinelli making a run with Jesus as well. Tomiyasu does throw down the line towards Martinelli, keeps it in play towards Jesus. Back to Martinelli again. Jesus goes down to the ground, wins a free kick. Right up against the far touchline. Final opportunity of the half then. Jesus picks up some stick from the travelling supporters. He's dropped down to the ground by Freuler. Not much in the challenge, but enough for Simon Hooper to award a free kick in the home side's favour. Played the allotted added time, but the injury treatment to Granit Xhaka will have taken up some of that time. Ødegaard, the ball in towards the box players, waiting, it's flicked on by Partey, knocked away by Cook, kept in play for a throw in on the far side, which Arsenal might just have time to take here. With it. Ødegaard will leave this one for Tomiyasu. Throws down the line towards Martinelli, and a half-time whistle goes here at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Martinelli with the opening goal on 5 minutes. It's the only goal of the game so far. It was a lovely ball in from Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side as it was squared across to him. Pinpoint accuracy from the cross, headed in by Martinelli on the edge of the 6-yard area, past Henderson's left-hand glove into the back of the net. Home side at the moment as it stands, back on the top of the Premier League table. Forest rooted to the bottom. Half time, Arsenal 1, Nottingham Forest 0.
got this truck. This level.
all to nil. After 5 minutes in the first half, Gabriel Martinelli scoring the opening goal. Arsenal shooting right to left now from where we look in the second half. No other changes at half time, just the one for Arsenal early on in the game. Bukayo Saka picked up an injury and had to go off. Reece Nelson came on after 27 minutes. It's as you were though for both sides. Arsenal with Ramsdale, White, Partey, Gabriel, Nelson, Ødegaard, Jesus, Martinelli, Saliba, Tomiyasu and Xhaka. Forest with Henderson, Cook, Irony, Gibbs, White on the yellow card though. Lingard, Kiarte, Yates, Freuler, Aurier, McKenna and Renan Lodi. Arsenal inside their own half, across the back line, played out towards this near side. Martinelli down the line towards Xhaka, blocked away by Cook for an Arsenal throw-in on the near touchline. Xhaka leaves this one for Tomiyasu from left back to take, who's far forward and has been for most of the game. Down the line towards Martinelli, up against the corner flag, wins the throw-in. Right up against this on this near side. Tomiyasu throws short to Martinelli. Martinelli blocked away again by Aurier, who's had a lot to do at right back this afternoon, up against Tomiyasu and Martinelli and Xhaka as well. It's left for Partey to launch in towards the box, Rory Delap style. Always the way to describe this sort of throw-in. Partey thrown up towards the near post, plenty of heads jumping up and down. Xhaka traps it down towards Martinelli, cleared away to halfway though, and Saliba will chase back all the way to Ramsdale in the Arsenal goal. All the way to Partey on this near side, looking through the centre. Tomiyasu out to the far hand side. White down towards Nelson, over the halfway line now. Arsenal. White back to Nelson again, into White. Looking for the ball through the centre. Ødegaard lets this one go. Jesus just about turns on the ball and controls well. Trying to find Ødegaard again, cleared away out to the far side. Tomiyasu turns up against Saliba. Under pressure though, trying to clear the ball away. Loses out and Partey recollects the ball down the right hand side. Ødegaard as Arsenal try and open up and stretch this Forest defence. Partey on the edge of the area, back to Tomiyasu, further out to this left hand side again. Martinelli chops towards the byline up against Aurier, squares through the centre to Partey again, out to the right hand side. White, Nelson on the right hand side of the penalty area, cuts back towards White again, chips the ball over to Martinelli. Arsenal switching the ball in the final third. Tomiyasu. Martinelli making a run down the left. Tomiyasu goes towards the byline instead, cuts across to the far post. A head on goal from Jesus, straight into the hands of Henderson. Jesus a good 14 yards away from goal when he got the head on. Did really well to try and direct it towards goal, as Henderson got down well. Ball rolls all the way up though from Henderson's clearance to Ramsdale at the other end of the field. Distributes quickly to Partey, already in the centre circle. Through the centre towards Xhaka, charging in a goal. Xhaka cuts back towards Jesus, further out to the right hand side. Might open up for Nelson with the strike. Saved by Henderson. Nelson with the second opportunity and doesn't miss this time. Wheels away in celebration. And Arsenal have a second right at the start of the second half. Only 4 minutes in. Arsenal 2, Forest 0. It's the substitute at the second attempt who gets the goal. It was a lovely through ball to Xhaka, who squared the ball across to Nelson with plenty of time. Henderson did well to get down to make the save. He had two players on the line doing some defensive duties as well. All started from the back with Ramsdale. Partey, lovely through ball to Xhaka. Xhaka only had to look up and see where things were going. Jesus helped it along. Nelson cut onto his left, sent two players sliding. And at the second time of asking, found the back of the net. Cook slid down too early. Nelson struck straight at the goalkeeper, but found the top corner at the second asking. And he makes it Arsenal 2, Forest 0. Just ticked over into the 5th minute in the second half. Just as they started the first, Arsenal, they've started the second brightly again. Substitutes. Here comes the super substitutes. Scoring early on. Forest back in possession inside their own half. Played out towards the left-hand side. Lodi. Back to Henderson. Clears away to Cook. Under pressure from Jesus. Cook continues his run forward. To the left-hand side. Lodi will turn. Up against Nelson. They'll feel really good now after scoring. So a lot of positive momentum. Henderson struggles to clear away. Back to the near side, inside his own penalty area, up against Jesus, who's making the charge down. Cleared out on the left-hand side. Further up towards O&E. Forest towards the end of the first half looked to put the pressure on. O&E chases away down the left-hand side. He's only got Gibbs White waiting. Not much pace from the front man of Forest. Played out towards this near side though with Aurier. Ball in towards the box. Plenty of players waiting for the head. It's cleared away by Arsenal at the back. Saliba rose up for the head. Further forward by Xhaka. Out to Martinelli on the left-hand side with space to run into. A dangerous attack approaching for Arsenal perhaps. Martinelli out towards Jesus on the far side. Great takedown from Arsenal's number 9, Jesus. Further out towards Ødegaard. Turns on the ball. Waits for options. Back to Jesus again through the centre and pokes in. And Nelson gets a second. It's 2 in the space of about 3.5 minutes for Reiss Nelson. It's a brace now. And he makes it Arsenal 3, Forest 0. It is 4 minutes between the 2 goals. Arsenal with the ball inside the penalty area didn't rush to get a strike on goal. Great teamwork efforts. Martinelli out to the far side. Jesus stopped on the ball. Ødegaard waited, did well to turn away from Lodi and shield the ball. Nelson at pinpoint range got in front of Ryan Yates, the Forest skipper. A nice simple tap past Henderson, who was rooted to the ground. Jesus with the assist. 2 quick goals might just seal the points for Arsenal early on in the second half. Arsenal 3, Forest 0. Flicked out to the left-hand side for Forest, all the way back though to Partey. And again on the right-hand side, Nelson now on a hat-trick. Wait for a throw-in to Forest, deep inside their own half. Cooper watches on the touchline, wondering what he's going to do to change this Forest team around. A great 1-0 victory against Liverpool. Doesn't look as though they're going to repeat that feat away at the hands of Arsenal. Still Brian Clough, the last manager for Forest to win on Arsenal turf, unless there's a miraculous change around now. Partey to Gabriel. Gabriel looking forward with the ball, takes it into the attacking half, over towards the right hand side, waiting for the run of Nelson. Eager to get a third. Henderson closed down by Ødegaard, plays short to Cook under pressure. Flicked on in towards midfield, only as far as Partey's head. Tomiyasu on this near side, cuts down the left hand side, drops away for a Forest throw. Aurier picks up the ball ready to throw back into play. Going into the air, knocked in by Gabriel to the centre circle. Shouts for a handball up against Kouyaté, given in Arsenal's favour. Forest make the first substitution of the game. Gibbs White making his way off. Brennan Johnson is coming on. To try and make an impact for the away side. Maybe grab a goal and get them back into the game. Jesse Lingard is also walking his way over towards this near touchline. And will be subbed off perhaps as well. Wrapping his bandages on his left hand. Emmanuel Dennis also appearing for Forest now. Double substitution for the away side. Perhaps to just try and keep the scoreline at 3. But Arsenal attacking with intent again. Out on the right hand side. Nelson to Partey. To Nelson again. Shrugged off the ball but wins it back. Odegaard under pressure from Kouyaté. White will keep the ball inside Arsenal's own half. Saliba brings it up to halfway. From the centre to Jesus. Takes a big touch away from himself but keeps hold of the ball. Towards this near side. Gabriel. Across the back once again. Saliba. Partey to Saliba. Tomiyasu now. In the centre circle brings it forward. And Arsenal can control inside their own half again. No pressure really from Forest as they're happily passing the ball around out to the right hand side. Nelson now cuts up towards the edge of the area. That sizing of the shot, plays it back to Partey. Oh, what a strike, what a goal! It's 4 for Arsenal. Thomas Partey with the goal of the game so far.
Thomas Partey.
Forest collapsing at the start of the second half. Nelson a great layback to Thomas Partey. Who makes it 4 to Arsenal. With 58 minutes gone, gets all the support from his players and his teammates. Lovely layback. Partey curled it round. He was right up against Remo Freuler. Curved it round him superbly. Left Henderson scrambling to try and make the save. There's no stopping those sort of shots. Just wait till you watch the replay angles later. What a fantastic strike from Thomas Partey. Arsenal 4, Nottingham Forest 0. And we haven't hit the hour mark yet in this game. Beat that one if you can. It goes out to any of the players on the field this afternoon now. Forest with the throw in on the far side, taken quickly across the back line. McKenna over towards Cook. Cook now looks out towards this near side. Aurier down the touchline, trying to find Brennan Johnson. Loses out. Odegaard towards Jesus. Jesus, great point blank save from Henderson with his foot to knock it wide and prevent Arsenal from getting a 5th. Jesus 1-on-1 with the Forest goalkeeper. Brennan Johnson played it straight into the path of Odegaard. Took a couple of touches. Jesus will feel he should have scored that. Tried to curl it past Henderson, who got his leg in the way. Carried wide for a corner on the far side. So we might take this one short. And do. Martinelli back to Odegaard, clips him towards the box, headed away by Aurier out on the far side for an Arsenal throw. This one will be left for Partey to attempt to throw in towards the penalty area and lean back up against the advertising boards. Takes the applause from the fans behind him and waves at them as well for good measure. Partey, long throw towards the near post, drops back out. Odegaard was waiting to take a strike at goal. Drops back again. Strike does come through this time, bouncing around in the penalty area. Forest managed to get it clear. Only as far as Tomiyasu on the halfway mark. Plays it back safely to Ramsdale, who can keep hold of the ball. There's very little noise now coming from the away support in the top right hand corner where we watch on from. Ramsdale plays it short again towards Odegaard, towards Tomiyasu. Martinelli through the centre, looking for the run once again. Xhaka out to Martinelli, back to Xhaka, through to Tomiyasu. Offside flag goes up in the end as Arsenal's one-touch passing comes to a halt with the flag up on the far side. We have reached the hour mark now in this game, a dizzying opening 15 minutes of the second half for Nottingham Forest. It's Arsenal 4, Forest 0. A brace from Reece Nelson, 2 goals in 4 minutes. And Thomas Partey with a wonder strike, the best goal of the game so far, to make it 4. Forest have a free kick just on halfway. And Saliba came out of his position to try and win the ball back. Didn't get the ball, got hold of the man instead. Played short to Cook, back to McKenna. It's on the left hand side, it's taken forward by Freuler, trying to find the through ball to Kouyaté. On the left hand side again, chase forward this time by Dennis. Cuts in on the far touchline, plays it backwards and in towards Freuler, down the left hand channel again. Dennis struggles to get past Saliba, who can shield the ball away and knock it away as far as the Forest throw. Dennis did well to control the ball. Forest get ready to make another double substitution. Neco Williams will be making his way on soon, but Martinelli will be coming off first for Arsenal. He gets a good round of applause from the supporters. He'll be rested after putting in a good shift, and a double substitution for Arsenal also will take place. Martinelli, the first player to make his way off, scored the opening goal 5 minutes into the game, a diving header, superb goal. Tomiyasu also making his way off from left back. Cedric and Fabio Vieira will make their way onto the field. 63rd minute. Taking the time, Arsenal, in no rush at all to make their changes. Fabio Vieira now on the field, becoming a fan's favourite. Cedric as well drops in at left back. The substitutions being made for Forest a bit quicker than those of Arsenal. Owini and Lodi going off. Worrell and Williams in their place. Neco Williams, who was dropped this afternoon in that 1-0 win against Liverpool, he is now the final half an hour or so of the game. Forest in possession inside the attacking half, played out towards the left hand side but given away to Jesus, through towards Xhaka, tries to turn on the ball, wins a free kick inside the centre circle, just inside his own half, stays down on the floor as Worrell gets himself involved immediately in the game, conceding the free kick in the process. One walk around the edge of the pitch for Renan Lodi to get back to the subs bench, but he's put in a decent shift up against Martinelli and Xhaka. Left back, and change is needed for Forest. Gabriel down that channel again, searching for Vieira. Vieira takes a tumble in the box. It's only away for a corner as Williams got the challenge in, and a fair challenge at that, says Simon Hooper. Fabio Vieira causing problems immediately down the right hand side in replacement of Martinelli. It's a straight swap really for Arsenal. Both substitutes, Gabriel making his way forward up against Henderson in goal. Odegaard on the far side, swing the corner into the box And towards that 6-yard area, Gabriel was waiting for the header, drops back out to Ødegaard again. Vieira waiting on the edge as well. Ødegaard goes for the ball into the box. White was jumping up for the head. Back across from Partey towards Nelson. Plays it back to Xhaka, turns away from his defender. To Nelson again. Swings it into the far post. Taken in by Vieira, couldn't cut the ball back across goal. Slipped over in the process, away for a goal kick to Nottingham Forest. Doesn't look as though they could go on to score another 4 at the end of this half. Forest succumbing to the pressure. Just have to try and hold on. They had 4 opportunities in the first half, yet to have an attempt in the second period. That might change now as the ball drops nicely down towards Dennis, cuts the ball across goal towards Brennan Johnson, who just about wins the ball away from White. White keeps the ball in possession though. Johnson stays down on the ground as White will take the ball away and play it sensibly across the back line. Xhaka through to Vieira, back to Xhaka again. Down the left hand side, Nelson waiting for someone to make a run. Nelson lets this one run past him. Suarez waiting as well. Gabriel plays it back to Ramsdale. Partey in the centre of his own half. Long ball down the left hand side, searching for Jesus. Henderson's come out of goal. Jesus takes it across the byline. Took it too far away, and Henderson parries it away for a corner on this near side to Arsenal. Jesus once again with an opportunity up against the Forest goalkeeper. A lovely through ball from Partey. Jesus kept himself onside. It was watched over the head by Joe Worrell. Jesus just took it towards the byline as it came off his thigh. Tight angle to score from. Ødegaard with the corner up towards the near post, deflected away and cleared up towards the halfway point. It will be chased back by Cedric. On the way to Ramsdale. Comfortably keeps hold of the ball. Partey towards halfway again. Gabriel runs it backwards to Ramsdale outside his penalty area. Cedric under a little bit of pressure to go back and does to his goalkeeper again. Plays it short to Xhaka to the far side. Saliba pointing through the centre to Ødegaard, looking to charge forward again. Jesus through the centre, waiting to make a run. It will find Jesus perhaps. Worrell gets the challenge in. Jesus will keep it in play as well. He hasn't in the end as the flag goes up on the far side from the assistant. Away for a goal kick. Another great through ball towards Jesus, kept himself onside, asking for the corner, but it did come off Jesus last, just couldn't keep it in play in the end. Forest on this near side, trying to launch an attack themselves. Ball over the top towards Yates, knocked off the ball by Gabriel. Overhead kick clearance down the left-hand channel. Worrell lays it back in the centre, and Yates stays down on the ground and might need to receive some treatment here, as he took a knock, perhaps in his face. As Gabriel took him down to the ground, he did manage to clear away. It was just a loose arm from Gabriel as he tried to keep himself on his feet. He goes straight over to Yates to make sure he's okay, the Arsenal defender. So he meant no harm. Make sure his opponent is okay. And receives treatment on the floor. Ryan Yates. Arsenal with 4 goals, a dizzying opening part of the second half. Nelson, his first shot saved and found the top corner. Jesus put the ball into the box for Nelson to score a second. Off the bench, of course, after 27 minutes, with Saka injured and Thomas Partey with a wonder strike curled around Freuler to make it 4. Henderson his way out towards this near side as it was played back to him. Aurier loses out to Xhaka. Played up towards Jesus, turns on the ball, trying to win it from Yates. Yates does well to keep it in Forest possession. Kiarte across the back line. McKenna back to Henderson. Out to the left hand side. Williams looking for the turn of Kiarte. Loses out on the ball and White will chase clear. Vieira out on the far side up against Kiarte. Forest in possession back as it drops back to Henderson, who chips the ball over towards this near side. It's put in the air by an Arsenal head. Xhaka down towards Partey for Xhaka again. Out to Cedric on this near side. Gabriel. Partey in the centre of the attacking half. Looks out to the right wing. White helps it on to Vieira. 20 minutes to go. Arsenal 4. Nottingham Forest 0 live on flashscore.co.uk and the mobile app as well. Drops in towards Xhaka, plays a short one to Erdegaard. Right edge of the penalty area, looking to switch the ball down the right touchline. Well away by Williams. And now Forest can chase clear down the left hand side. Ball up towards Emmanuel Dennis, shielded away by Gabriel, up towards the byline and kept in Arsenal possession. Away for a goal kick. Again, Arsenal to take this. They 4 goals to the good. Under very little pressure from Steve Cooper's Nottingham Forest. They've scored very few goals anyway. Very few goals away from home. Towards the far side with White. Vieira hugging the far touchline. Towards Partey, edge of the area. One strike again with it. Goes short to Cedric. Out to Nelson on the left hand side. Cutting in towards the edge of the box. Back out to Cedric again. Plays back to Nelson. Turns away from Yates. Down towards Cedric. Puts the ball onto his right foot, gets it into a dangerous area. Headed away, Worrell only bounces it into the air. Vieira will try and control against Kiarte, who wins the ball away. Out to the left-hand side, Williams will chase on up against White. Hasn't got many players forward in support. Neco Williams. Down the line towards Dennis though. Dennis inside the area. Brennan Johnson's waiting. Dennis still cutting onto his right foot. Waiting for someone to make a pass to. And in the end gets frustrated as he plays the ball to the edge of the area. Yates to Worrell, and out towards this right-hand side. Aurier loses out on the ball, and Arsenal, in the end, win a throw-in. Emmanuel Dennis was fed the ball through superbly from Williams. All he had to do was square the ball into Brennan Johnson, who was waiting for a pass, then ended up being marked by Saliba. Just didn't look up in time. And it could have been a goal back for Forest. And left Arsenal without another clean sheet. Had one, Arsenal, in 10 Premier League home games. Last 8 games have been wins though. And the stat I was alluding to earlier was teams that have won 9 consecutive games but conceding in each. The last time that was done was Aston Villa in 1888. It's been a record that hasn't been matched. And Arsenal at the moment on for a clean sheet in this match, unless things change in the last 15 minutes or so. Aurier to Johnson. Played back to Freuler. Through the centre now to Dennis, waiting for the run of Williams. On the left-hand side instead, holds up on the ball. Now goes to Williams. Left edge of the penalty area, 2 men to get past. Ball in towards the box and it flashes through. And away for a goal kick as Ramsdale left his arms wide open to watch the ball roll clear. Arsenal once again with a goal kick inside the final 15 minutes of the game, and Nketiah making his way up to the edge of the touchline, ready to come on. Kieran Tierney as well will be on the field momentarily. Granit Xhaka being substituted off for Nketiah. Another substitution for Arsenal as well. See Saliba make his way off the field. Still using the ball of their substitutes now to rest a few main players ahead of some busy games coming up soon. Kieran Tierney also makes his way onto the field. 5 substitutes used now for Arsenal. I think they were covered. Any other injuries? Just the one to Bukayo Saka, who had to go off after 27 minutes, but his replacement, Reece Nelson, finding the net twice in the opening few minutes of the second half. Turned the game on its head as Arsenal happily now 4-0 to the good. Return from Vieira, loses out on the ball though as he was challenging for it with Yates. Yates saying he handled the ball, but it's a free kick to Forest either way. Yates is saying that the free kick should have been blown for sooner. As they tussled with the ball, Vieira slipped over in the first instance, then tried to stay on his feet. Yates was challenging for it. Free kick played all the way back though to Henderson. Clears forward. Offside is Yates, and it gives Arsenal a free kick midway inside their own half, which they might want to take quickly and do so. Partey to Ødegaard, further up to the right hand side. Tierney going towards the near side as Gabriel lets this one go. Vieira. Tierney inside the centre circle out towards the right hand side, chased on by Nelson. Switched over to the far side again, ball into the box, headed away by Cook. As far out as Nketiah. Vieira towards Partey this time, through towards Jesus, lets this one go. Ødegaard trying to get the strike away. Ødegaard makes it 5. Arsenal running rampant now. Ødegaard inside the penalty area, scrambling to get the ball at his feet. Got it onto his left foot and poked it into the top corner past Henderson. There's no saving those. The skipper gets a goal. It's Arsenal 5, Nottingham Forest 0. Arteta happily sitting down now as he allows his team to play out the remainder of this game. The substitutes combining. Partey out to Vieira. Played it back to Partey. Jesus with a great layoff for Ødegaard. Got it past 3 defenders as well to find the top corner. Played from the back from Arsenal. Martin Ødegaard into the top corner. Henderson once again was nowhere near being able to save that with so much power. Put his right arm up for it. Tried to stretch out as Forest break away straight from kickoff. Dennis up towards the left edge of the area, cuts in, blocked away by Cedric. Out for a corner on the far side to Nottingham Forest. And supporters still watching on. Some have disappeared early. Some watching on in disbelief perhaps. The side could have grabbed a couple of goals in this game. They have a corner though on the far side. Worrell, Yates, McKenna all up forward. Cook has made his way to the near post as well. Corner from the far side in towards Worrell, flicked on, bouncing around in the area. Arsenal managed to get it clear, and Nketiah with the final laces around it to chase the ball away to halfway. Back out towards Williams though on the left hand side, who played the initial corner in, squares through on goal, and Brendan Johnson was waiting at the far post. Got a touch on it. I think Tierney took it away for a corner. Who was in front of Johnson? It was Tierney's right toe. Poked it wide, and it is a corner on this near side for Forest with 10 minutes to go. Arsenal 5, Forest 0. Live on flashscore.co.uk and the mobile app as well. Nico Williams, the outswinging corner to the centre of the area. Up rose the head of Yates. It's flicked back into a dangerous area as Arsenal try and clear. Jesus down towards Nketiah. Played out towards the far side. Good turn from Tierney as he chases the ball into the attacking half on the far side. Waiting for a Ødegaard. Plays it short to him. Up against Chiarte. Back to the far side, back to Erdegaard again. Erdegaard into the centre, drops back for Tierney. Thought about shooting on his left, plays it back to Vieira. Partey will try and hold on to the ball. Dangerous as Emmanuel Dennis was chasing on against Gabriel. And it's away for a Forest throw-in on the far side. Which they will try and take, with Arsenal keeping hold of the ball, still insisting it should be their throw. Substitution being made though for Forest, which will prevent the quick throw-in. As Lewis O'Brien makes his way on for Piarte for the final few minutes of the game. And a few minutes added on at the end of the match for all the substitutions and the goals. I think Steve Cooper and his Nottingham Forest side and all the fans want to hear the final whistle